What's up, DFS players? We are going to be going through the best two MLB player props, and we are looking at PrizePicks. So we've been on a bit of a heater on PrizePicks in the MLB and tennis. So no NBA, but hopefully we can keep it going in the MLB. So again, the way that PrizePicks works, just as a very quick introduction, is any two picks you select, your payout won't change depending on if you pick the overs or the unders. And it doesn't even matter what two picks you select. You're always going to be getting 20 to win 60, which is plus 200 odds, right? 20 to win 60 is a little misleading because it's $20 to win $40 in profit plus your $20 stake back. So it's really just plus 200 odds. So what that means, which we can kind of reverse engineer using some pretty basic math, is if we're getting plus 200 odds, we need to win a third of our PrizePicks entries to break even. We can win 200, lose 100, lose 100. You have to win a third of your two player prop pick entries on PrizePicks to break even. So what that means is you have to be hitting player props 57.74% of the time to break even on PrizePicks. If you're hitting your props 54% of the time, you will be unprofitable over the course of the long run on PrizePicks. If you are hitting your player props 60% of the time, you're going to be very profitable on PrizePicks. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the OddsJam Positive EV software to find great lines on PrizePicks. So we can see the first pick available on the OddsJam Positive EV software, which will show you the best player props for either DFS or sports betting, is Kris over 14.5 outs. So if we just go ahead and we click in, to the odds for the Angels-Royals game, we can see Kris over 14.5 outs. The sports books have the over heavily juiced, right? Pinnacle Sportsbook, which is the sharpest sportsbook out there, the sharpest, most efficient betting market, they're pricing this all the way at minus 186. And Caesars is in line with Pinnacle, right? They're pricing this, like minus 180. And we can get this in our PrizePicks entry at an implied price of minus 137, right? So long story short, because sportsbooks imply what they think the win probability for a bet is through their odds, right? So you take the market from Pinnacle Sportsbook, which is the sharpest sportsbook in the world, you put it into a no vague fair odds calculator. And what this calculator will do, it's very useful as a DFS player, as a sports bettor, is it will take the sportsbook's market and remove the vig, right? It will remove the spread, remove the juice to tell you not only the true odds for a bet, but also what is the true win probability for your bet, right? So it'll take the market from the sportsbook, remove the vig, remove the juice to tell you how often your bet will be hitting, which is 60.55% of the time. So again, you definitely would not want to take, so let's go to pitching outs. That's what we want. So we'll go to pitching outs and we want, where is it? Kris over 14.5 outs. And again, what's so crazy about PrizePicks is on a sports book, you would have to bet, $186 on Pinnacle to win $100 in profit if you wanted to bet the over. Whereas if you bet $186, on the under 14.5 outs at plus 136 odds, you would be getting back over $200 in profit. So there are massive differences in the odds, right? Which means that the sportsbooks believe this bet has a win probability of 61% roughly, 60.55%, which you'll notice beats the break-even win percentage on PrizePicks, right? You're looking for player props on PrizePicks, MLB props that are hitting over 57.74% of the time. And we're using real-time odds from the sharpest sportsbook, right here. So we'll go back here, right, who are pricing it at minus 186 to back out what should the win probability for my MLB player prop be, which is going to be 60.55%. So we definitely want the over, definitely don't want to take the under on that. And then the next pick I found is from the OddsJam Middles tool. So again, the Middles tool is it's a pretty valuable tool on OddsJam. It will show you when there's a line discrepancy between where sportsbooks are even setting the line in the first place. So for example, we can see, for JT, over 16.5, under 16.5. PrizePicks is setting the line for his pitching outs at 16.5, whereas the sports books are setting it at 17.5, and they have the under slightly juiced. But there's a pretty big jump from 16.5 to 17.5. So we want to go ahead ahead and we want to lock in the over in this case, right? We're getting, if there's exactly 17 outs for JT, our pick on PrizePicks is going to cash, whereas on the sports books it wouldn't. So this is, a pretty big jump. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to lock in the over for JT, over 16.5, right? So 2 player props in my PrizePicks entry. We'll go ahead, we'll lock it in for today. So 100 to win 300, that's plus 200 odds, right? Because it's 100 to win 200 in profit plus your $100 stake back. So plus 200 odds, really good player prop on PrizePicks. Again, just using the various betting tools on OddsJam to find out where the value is, right? Typically it'll be the Positive EV betting tool, which compares, DFS companies and their lines or sportsbooks and sportsbook odds to the sharpest sportsbook in the world to show you where the value is, right? So for example, you'd want to be on, White Sox Blue Jays over 10 runs plus 140. That looks like a pretty dang good line. Thank you to OddsJam, we're able to find it, right? Getting pretty good value to, the sharpest bookmaker, which is what you want to look for, right? Even this minus 105 on FanDuel for over 9 runs seems pretty good, right? Just looking at the market. But anyways, we already bet on this, I believe, at plus 100 in the previous video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let's make some money on PrizePicks. We got player props. And thanks so much for your time.